for an exhilarating adventure? Then look no further than Ride Excursions and Tours. Get ready to explore the great outdoors like never before with our powerful e-bikes. Discover breathtaking sightseeing tours around the island. Feel the wind in your hair and experience nature in its purest form. Now, whether you're a seasoned rider or a beginner, our e-bikes are perfect for everyone. Call us at 473-422-1011 to book your excursion or visit ridersebikes.com. That's ridersebike.com to reserve your spot. Unleash your adventurous spirit with Ride Excursions and Tours, where every journey becomes an unforgettable adventure.
Now it's Instacash Grenada. Imagine a game with no numbers to choose from, no draws to wait on, and you can play it every day, including Sunday. That's Instacash. It's fast, it's easy to play, and you win prizes instantly. Instacash. Must be 18 years or older to play. NLA. Making dreams come true.
Yeah. Ride along live. Welcome to the ride. It is Thursday on the Ride Inside. Whoa. Yes. Get ready to ride, guys. Buckle up your seatbelts and ting and ting and ting. Today, guys, we're going to talk about some very important information. This information, guys, this free source of information that we're about to give you today, it's not always free because a lot of people don't tell you the things that we're going to be telling you tonight. Now, a lot of people spend thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars. I'm looking over here because I want to share the video as well. So a lot of people spend thousands of dollars, guys, if you live in the, places like Grenada, you would have to get to Barbados. So you got to get on a plane, get to Barbados, and the application process. And sometimes you get there to get a visa to come to the United States, only to find out that you're missing some document, or you didn't put something in, or you omitted something, or you didn't get proper advice on something, right? This program tonight is geared to give you some invaluable tips of tackling the U.S. visa application process. Now, the young lady that we have in here, they call her the Consular Queen for very good reasons. I'll tell you why. She is, like they say, the best in the business. The best in the business. I mean, we don't have no shabby fly-by-night kind of operation here, She's the best. She has a 90% track record, guys, in assisting people in obtaining the visa to come into the United States. She is associated with the Winters Law Practice, but she is, let me tell you, I'm impressed by her. And today, guys, I want you to tag everybody that you know, friends, family, co-worker. Let me take this song off. Even your enemies, guys, some people that you don't even like, because you might want them to get a visa and get away from you. So tag them too, all right? Everybody tag them. Tag everybody right now because we're going to talk about this process right now. Very, very important. You don't usually you have to pay money for this kind of thing, consultation fee and all kind of thing, Giving it today for you for free. And as we start, I'm going to put the numbers on the screen so you make sure that you have the numbers so you could call in at any point in time. It's Thursday. Let's get ready to ride. Glenda Renee, how you doing? Thank you so much for riding with us. Thank you, Stephanie Leslie. I see you as well. And I ain't wasting no time. I ain't waiting. I ain't sticking. We going straight on. And of course, lady herself, Nordia Barrett-Lewis, the baddest. She's the best in the business. How you doing, my friend?
I am great. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, no problem, no problem. Always, as I tell people, we don't We don't have no shabby, no fly by night kind of operation going on here. If you bring someone here, that means they have to be the best. Nothing but the best. Right?
Fly by night never last. Never
Ah,
last.
that's right. That's what I'm talking about. So, yes, thank you so much and welcome again. We have a lot to talk about. And today we're going to narrow down our conversation specifically to assist people who have been trying to migrate to the U.S. or to travel to the U.S. with a visitor visa. Oftentimes, they're unsuccessful for many different reasons. And I think that you play a key role in assisting people. So that's why, let's talk, let's chat, right? So let's go right in.
It's also the season, though, as I might add. It's the season that we get those children in also if we are petitioning for them. So we will be talking about those two things.
Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. So let's start. In the most common mistakes, faults, problems, issues that people have in applying for the U.S. visa.
All right. So I'd have chosen all kinds of other things other than this that I'm going to share with you now. The most common issue, persons don't consult. They consult when it's late. So they try something, it didn't work, and then they call it to tell you that, oh, I went yesterday, I went last week, instead of, so they do things in reverse.
I see.
Right. So consult, get a good evaluation, and then you decide if you proceed. And this is whether or not you're renewing or you're doing a new visa.
Right. Okay. So let's talk about the process of obtaining a U.S. visa, specifically for travel purposes. For this particular instant of conversation right here, what are some of the key things that you should have, consider, compile, produce, or thought of when putting those documents together before you send in that application?
So first of all, before you even consider to do the application, ensure that your job stability is there. I don't want people to think that if you're jobless and married, then everything will be nice and hunky-dory. It doesn't matter what's going on with you. If you are not employed, gainfully employed, you don't show stability in that arena, I can tell you, don't waste your money and try.
So hold on. So you're saying that if you are not employed, the probability and possibility of getting a visa is almost next to none.
Right. And note employment is, be it self-employed
Right.
or you're working with someone.
Okay. Okay. So let's dive deeper into that. So if someone is self-employed, meaning that they have their own business, they have their own operation, whether they're selling snow cone or whether they're selling ice cream or corn or whatever the case is,
Employment.
that's employment.
That's
Okay.
employment.
How do you show employment, even in the case if you are a micro company, like you're selling corn?
All right. So I think I am at liberty and can speak across the Caribbean now, having dealt with different Caribbean countries. So one of the observations that runs straight across is that most micro businesses are not registered. And because it is not registered, don't allow that to deter you, because quite a number of the times you're not even asked for the registration of the business. So let's say you'd have had to place that money someplace. I'd hate to believe that it's being kept under a mattress. So, right. So you'd have had to keep that money someplace. So you'd have had a bank account that could demonstrate that you have been placing all those corn money, even a week at a time, in the account. So there are different ways that you can show you're self-employed. You're self-employed.
Right. No screenshot under the mattress and thing. No screenshot of the money. Yeah, you got the money there, the money under the mattress there, You have to be in some kind of banking institution. At least show that you
No,
have some relationship.
most people use banking institutions, man, because don't look down at any job. Even the corn man is sometimes more profitable than any other macro business that you can see, because When their profit and loss is done, they are probably operating at a loss. I'm telling you, the con man isn't operating at a loss
True.
because he's coming out week after week after week after week. And we can demonstrate that.
Right. So the key thing, guys, establish some source of income through
Right,
employment,
right.
right? Whether it's self-employment and
Or you're employed to someone.
or you are employed with someone. But we still nitty-gritty into the self-employment aspect. Is there any level of self-employment that you could think about that may not be considered as employment?
Not even the man that cuts a yard and probably only cut 1 day per week for the month, like cut someplace weekly. That's employment because he may be doing that on a weekly basis, but he's been doing it for the last 20 years. That's stability, because a lot of people are not able to show that level of stability with employment.
I see. All right. So in compiling that visa application, tell me the process now. You fully know that information, or you put in that form. Tell me the process of those items that must be or should be included. Those other items.
All right. So one sure way of being declined or denied before you even enter the embassy is to select the wrong visa type when you're completing the application form. Even doing incorrect spelling. I won't even get into lies because lies is misrepresentation and fraud. So we're not going to go into that. But there are some mistakes that are made, and you're not able to come back from them because the consular officer is not going to say to you, I observe that this is written this way and it should have been done that way. Fix that and come back. You're not going to be asked to fix something and return.
I see. So tell me first of all, acquiring the application. I think we should start from there. Acquiring the application, filling out the application, proofing the application, and providing evidence to back up the application process. Walk us through that process.
All right. So first of all, Junior, I would say to start your process, book a consultation.
Right.
And you're booking the consultation because you want to first establish that you should apply at this time. You have that, if it's even a 50-50 chance.
Right.
You don't want to know that you have 0 to 100. And if the 0 leans on the side of not getting through, then you know that obviously doesn't make sense, right? When you're consulting, find someone that has been through the process.
Right.
And when I speak to going through the process, they spend some time to gain knowledge on what's happening. And I'll just show you a book right here. U.S. Nationality and Immigration Laws, right?
Right.
When I am doing an application, it's a lot of strategies that has to be placed in it. Also, I need to make sure that my client doesn't breach any of those rules and regulations, right? So
Right.
you want to find somebody that is really knowledgeable in what you're doing. There's no person that can say to you that 100% you'll get through.
Right.
Of course, I can look at clients and I will say, of course, before they even go, I don't even check on them on the day because I know everything is fine, right? However, you want somebody that is knowledgeable because sometimes these same persons misguide you and they will say to you, listen, say you're married on the paperwork. So I'm putting that on it because if you're married, it gives you ties. So
Right.
you're more likely to get a visa. That's trouble.
I
That's
see.
that's a lot of trouble there. So don't let anyone coerce you to put any incorrect, incomplete, inconsistent information on your documentation. You're begging for trouble by doing things like that. When it gets to the application process, because you'd have been doing this like you'd not have been practicing this over duration of time.
Right.
Your likelihood of making errors is far greater
Right.
than someone that is doing this on a daily basis and doing this as a practice, right? that person is less likely to make an error. You also want someone that is not just operating within your community. If you can find someone like myself that operate across countries,
Right.
that means there's comparison. So when I speak to you, I am speaking from a place of having dealt with 17 different consulates. I'm not speaking from a place of dealing with a consulate in Jamaica
Right.
alone, or in Grenada alone, or in Trinidad alone. And one thing I can tell you, the information I've been providing is consistent across all consulates,
I see.
those consulates that have been given.
I
So
see.
I would say you want to save yourself some money by doing it by yourself, but sometimes it costs you more because the error that is made is costly. Sometimes you can't bounce back from it because you can be blocked completely. So let's say it's misrepresentation. Don't bother to go back to the embassy. You'll only
Right.
be giving them your money time after time again, and there's no visa there for you.
Let's talk about ties. Let's talk about ties because you mentioned that, and I think people don't really get the full understanding as to what ties are.
All right, so that's my least favorite word. And I want to use another word in place of that. And
Uh-huh.
the word I want to use is a word called stability.
Right.
When we use ties, it always goes back to marriage. Oh, you're not married to anybody, you don't have any children, you don't this, you don't that, right? But when you use stability, you can be stable in your relationship, you can be stable on in your job, and job stability is one of those that you can easily demonstrate on paper because they definitely ask you for at least the last 3 jobs.
Right.
So you're able to demonstrate jobs on paper. You're not necessarily able to demonstrate your relationship because they didn't ask you. There's nowhere on the documentation they ask you how long have you been married. They ask you your relationship type, but they don't assume how long you may have been in your relationship. If you got married last week, they don't assume those things. So that's why I would say to people, stability. And when it comes to children, let me just lean in on the children. Children are not able to show the level of stability or able to show any stability at all. So it is the adult, it is the parent that has to demonstrate that stability, and then the child will get it as a derivative on the merit of the parent.
Right, I see, I see, I see. Let me just say this, guys. You're watching Right Along Live, and this is a very important conversation because oftentimes people would send off the application to Barbados, or if you're in Jamaica, you go to the consulate in Jamaica. But if you omit or forget or didn't completely follow certain procedures, your application might be rejected, and you may not be granted a visa. However, it's not like you're going to get a refund. Of course, you're going to, if you travel to Barbados from Grenada or any one of those islands that have to go into Barbados, you have to pay that flight and the visa application, that you spent, you ain't getting that money back. So how about getting that information before you get there? So that's invaluable information. Also,
And
let me say that we understand for the week or so, Facebook is tweaking something. I don't know what they're tweaking. So a lot of people have not been getting the notification. So if you didn't get notification, it's because whatever Facebook is tweaking, they're tweaking it and you're not getting notification. So we advise you, if you're here right now, to share the live. It's very important that you share the live to give people who are not here at the moment an opportunity to get this information. Don't be selfish, all right? Right. So, Nadia, you were saying.
what was your last thing before?
Yeah. So we're talking about ties. Right.
Okay,
Right.
right. And then I spoke about the children and the children being a derivative of the parents. So if parents are not working, don't waste your time to take the children to the embassy because they're getting it on the merit of you.
I
So
see.
there's going to be questions about you as a parent. So if if the answers are no, then how are they going to hand this to your minor? And there are special occasions in which this can happen because if the school is going on a special trip, probably they're going to Disney World, they're coming to play badminton, and children do get visas on those notes, but
Right.
we're looking at just generally to travel with the family. If the parents and if the parents are not stable, then don't waste money. If it is, guy, and let me touch on my Grenadian adopted family a
Yes.
bit. All right, so the folks from Grenada, they like to reach out, right? But they always reach out after there's trouble.
Uh-huh.
Reach out before. Why? You are never ever going to be told by the embassy why you did not get that visa, why you were denied. You will never ever be told. And guess what? They don't owe us any explanation. And legally so, they don't owe us any explanation as to why we didn't get that visa. So the best thing to do, sort things out before you go. Stop doing things in reverse. Don't do it in reverse. And worse, if you have a situation too that we would call an emergency situation, get the thing. Don't try it on your own and then you complain that the person is dying and so forth. And bear in mind, it's humans that work at the embassy. And I can refer back to one particular emergency case in Jamaica that the person needed to come into the United States for treatment. And the documentation went back to the embassy 3 different times.
Wow.
I can tell you, she was approved. But what I can tell you, that is super unusual. That's super unusual. The decision is at the beginning and it's done and over. But whoever the person that saw her was kind enough to even ask for insurance, and the family here was able to go purchase insurance and return the documentation. They sent back for something. They got it, they were comfortable with it, and the young lady is ready to go. Now, if you didn't consult before, I can tell you on the first go,
Nah.
no. And it doesn't make sense to go back next week.
I see. I see. How much does the amount of money you have in your bank account have to do with if you get approved or denied?
All right. Across the consulates, I've met none that ask you for your bank account. And bear in mind, we're not talking about self-employed persons now, because the self-employed person can walk with those bank statements in the event of they ask, oh, prove that you own this business. They happen to not be registered, but they have the financial documentation can show that over a duration of time they have been depositing, and that would be helpful for them, right? But they don't normally ask you for a bank statement. They may ask you for a job letter, and the job letter normally state how much you earn in it. So, I mean, the bank statement part,
Okay, I see. I see. It's not a is because so someone even said there that they don't ask for that anymore.
right?
On,
No,
on
they have ways and means of understanding and appreciating certain things. And guess what the embassy also knows? They know that I used to go back and borrow 200,000 from Junior George, put it in my account, take the statement to the
yes.
embassy, and then I return the money to Junior George. So they say, you know what? Let us keep you out of that trouble.
Right. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. No, what or how much does your social media engagement play? That's kind of ticklish because someone said,
They ask for it, and I have seen some not so great platforms, but I cannot say that I've seen someone that has been denied because of the platform.
right, right. So I've
Mark, you know, you have to be super careful. What I believe though, because the platforms are what you'd say policed.
yes.
Some things on it that you'd have probably put on it and put yourself in trouble. The policing of the platform would have already blocked that or give you a warning. So you're unlikely to have some of that crazy stuff on your platform.
All right.
People are just being themselves on their platforms.
Yeah. Okay. Let me. I saw someone say that the audio gone. I don't know how the audio could gone. I don't know how the audio could go or where the audio went, but I don't think that is the case. So the person, I think Ruben Hopkin, if you're not able to hear us, it might be as a result of your system. Yeah, it is your system because I'm hearing myself fine back on the live. So just reset, refresh your
He says it's back.
it's
He
back.
says
All
it's
right,
back.
cool. All right, cool. Good, 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 good. And again, guys, throughout this conversation, we want you guys to take advantage and the opportunity to call in live and ask your question. Any other time you call this lady, you would
It's
be
gonna cost you.
it's going to cost you. There's a consultation fee.
Yes.
So take this here as a freebie. Take the opportunity and don't even call me afterwards and say, why she not making, I could get a little 5 minutes without. No, I'm giving you the time right now, right? The lines are open from the beginning to the end. The number that you call, 718-701-5720. Call and ask your question, okay? We're talking about obtaining your U.S. visa. All right. So you fill out the application. You got your consult. You fill out the application. In the case of Grenada and some other Eastern Caribbean island, you fly to Barbados. Case of Jamaica, you go to the consulate. Barbados, you go to the consulate. Is there any specific way, or you should present yourself, or any specific order that you should present your documents to be more considered than not? Is there anything to be considered in terms of your appearance?
All right, documentation wise, I will say to you, just ensure that you have the key things. And the key things are the picture, the confirmation sheet, your passport. Everything else after that is bonus. So if you carry a job letter, you carry a bank statement, you carry other things. All those other things are bonus support. You may be asked for, you may not be asked for, right? I would say dress code wise, consider yourself doing important business. This is an expensive process, and to go through an expensive process and doing important business, we don't dress yege yege. We put ourselves nicely together, and you don't necessarily have to dress as if you're going for an interview as the director of some company,
Right.
right? But definitely put yourself nicely together. Cover your feet, and I recommend covering your feet because for some embassies, you have to stand outside for a little while before you get inside. You don't want it to start raining and then water beating up on your feet. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah. Otherwise, just like you're going to work.
Okay. All right.
Just like you're
Important.
going to
It
work.
might be simple, but it's important. We got a caller on the line. Caller live, where you calling us from? Hello? All right. Caller, are you
There's a question.
there? Are you hearing the person? Hold on. Caller, hold on 1 second. I'm not hearing you. Hello?
Yeah, Junior, can you hear me now?
Yeah, I could hear you now through my phone, but let me see if I could bring it through the system. Stand by. Caller, speak again. All right, so the system is not working. So, all right, cool. So, caller, go right ahead. Ask your question.
All right, good night, guys. I have a question. So, I had my mother-in-law applied for a visa to attend my wedding that was planned. Of course, I'm getting married to her daughter. She was denied, and I was kind of wondering why was she denied. I don't know if it's because we mentioned, her daughter on there, and her daughter is she came in here legally, but her visa has expired, so she overstayed, and I don't know if that's as a result of that. How soon can she reapply, and is it okay for us to postpone the wedding and have her reapply for the visa?
All right, caller, I want you to listen in on the live for the response because the method of how I took it, you won't be able to hear the information.
Great.
On the live.
That's a great question. I love that question, right? What I want the caller to understand, the most important thing in this process and what they're doing is not so much the wedding, but the preparation of the documentation and whether or not mother-in-law was qualified. How long has she been working? Has she applied before? What are things happened before? What's different the last time than now? And so on, right? Because I don't know some of that information, it's difficult for me to say to him, how soon can she reapply? So I will oblige, and you can share my contact with this caller, and we
Right.
will get to speak so I can understand mom-in-law's situation, and we can decide if she can go back next month or she should wait a year. But I hear him talking about his spouse, his fiance's
Right.
background. Mom needs to demonstrate her own merit. Right. Mom needs to demonstrate her own merit. So that shouldn't weigh in so much on the process.
But I heard from folks in the past that said that they went in for a visa, and the officer would ask them about their aunt, about a family member that traveled before. Do you still have contact with that person? Of course, they would have that information in the database, right? I mean, if your family member, your family tree, they would have that information.
Aunt,
Not really. Yeah,
no,
true.
we're asked for immediate relatives. So we're asked for mother, father, brother, sisters,
Right,
and fiance or spouses, right? But never for aunts.
right,
And it is always recommended that, regardless of how your family member enters the United States, whether or not they overstay, still here, they should be placed on the documentation. And that practice has been maintained, and persons getting their visas on their merits get their visas. So that's why I find it a little ticklish that the thought would want to be of probably how daughter entered and so on, because mom-in-law is an adult.
right, right. Okay. But in any instant, you should answer these questions truthful.
Answer them truthful.
Right,
And guys, regardless of where you go, don't always have a copy of your application. You will need it back when it comes to petitioning someone filing for you. I am sure they'll be running back to that. And if you don't believe me, be single right now and put on your application that you're married. And when you come here, try to adjust your status and see what happens. They're
true.
going right back to that application, and you're going to need an attorney's help to take you through court to fix that huge lie.
Right. So it's important that you recollect and remember what you put on that application, because immigration, don't forget, if you say you're married while applying for your visa, and then when you say you get your green card and then you're trying to change to become a naturalized citizen, that will come up.
That will come up again too. Well, you may not even get to naturalizing. You may not be able to get the green card because they need that part to fix first before you can move forward.
Right, right, right. Okay, by the way, guys, there are people asking for your number for consultation. So if you could give them that information, so I could also give them.
470
Okay, 470, guys. 470
593
593
8448.
8448. 8448. And again, guys, you call in and get your consultation. Let me see if I get it right. 470
It's
593
correct.
8448. Call and get that, because we're trying to save you guys money, and the headache of going and trying to get that visa and failing, and then you have to wait, and then you lost that money. We're trying to make sure that that doesn't happen. Nordia here has a 90% track record of.
And I need Ruben. To hold on to that number and communicate with me. He's saying that he was denied 3 times. I've had people denied 8 times
Yeah.
coming to me. Yes.
Right. Okay.
Right.
All right.
So I'd suggest that he gives me a call. Let me just assess what's going on there, and then we can see how we move forward.
Okay, all right. What are some of the other common reasons from your experience why people would be denied when going in for their visas?
I told you the most common reason already.
Yeah.
The whole job situation. So
Are there
you know
other-
that you know that you start a job April of this year.
Right.
How much stability can between April and November demonstrate job wise? I'm even sure you're not even confirmed in the job.
Right. True.
I'm sure you're not even confirmed in the job. So if you have such a short stint, a year, those are short. Remember, you're trying to demonstrate stability.
Stability. Absolutely. Absolutely. Um, let's talk about. No, we have a call. So let's take this call here. It's your show. It's your opportunity. Caller, your live. Where you calling us from?
Grenada.
Grenada. Go right ahead. Canada or Grenada?
Well, Grenada.
Okay. Go right ahead, caller.
So I've been to the embassy 3 times. The first time it was tried to apply for a vacation.
Uh-huh.
I was denied. Second time I went, I was denied. One of the things that it told me, let my immediate family try and apply for me. The third time I applied, I wanted to bring my son back to the U.S. because he's a U.S. citizen from his dad, and I was denied. So I wanted to find out, should I continue looking for the visa, and how soon?
All right, caller, you could stay on the line because she could hear you and you could hear her.
Miss Evans,
Okay.
my suggestion to you is that we dialogue, because there's so much I am not hearing from what you have provided, because it's a lot of the times we look at the external portion of it, why we're going, who we're going to, who is applying for us, and we don't look at the internal portion of it, which has to do with us. What was our work situation like at the time? What kind of letter did we take to them? Each time, was there a change of job? Is it the same job that I'm in, so I have more stability? Are you making some kind of notation in the application to say, I between that time and now, this is what makes the difference?
Right.
So, right. So let's say, and sometimes you don't know what they're asking for, you don't know what they're looking for, but you can say what makes the difference. So you can say, I was denied before, but I'm way more stable now. I'm earning 2 times the income I was earning when I came the last time. I now have 3 children and 2 husbands, something,
Right.
like just provide them with what makes a difference between then and now.
I know.
Don't wait on the window to provide that. So it sounds like
Okay.
you and I need to
Also,
sit, discuss your case, and then we go at this again.
Right. Thank you so much, caller.
also,
Go ahead, caller. You have another question?
yes, and also I was wondering, is it because that my boyfriend is a citizen, and I also have father, my dad is up there as well.
As I would have shared, let us
So
sit
could it
and
be
discuss your situation. Let's pull this apart and then put it back together and see what's the strategy going forward.
Right. A plan going forward. Absolutely, caller. So we're going to give you her number, her contact information, because there are a lot of things that you may have to share that might be very personal information as well, that you may not want to convey
true?
over the live, and so that a personal conversation would be able to assist you further in obtaining that visa. So the fourth time might be the charm. Fourth time will be the charm. All right. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. 718-701-5720. Let's talk about that letter, right? That invitation letter that you would receive. Is it powerful? Is it a powerful tool? Like if, say, for instance, someone is getting married versus someone died. Is there like a hierarchy?
All right. I like the comparison, right? Someone getting married, it really, this is not like we're sending an invitation to some for some significant person. So sometimes that doesn't mean a lot. as in it's not going to prevent them from looking at you as an individual to evaluate, do you meet the criteria at this time?
Right.
When you speak of somebody dying, there's special consideration for that. Somebody's hailing, somebody dying, you need to go and see them now. There's special consideration, but at the same time, you must have some level of stability taking place. So you can't be unemployed and trying to go and see this person. You're going to meet up on roadblocks doing that. But for you, you don't have to or get to say, oh, someone is dying. You go through the process. I expedite that process for you, and I've told the embassy that before you get there, and then the morgue would have given you a letter. So once you're at the embassy, you want to pull that letter from the morgue out to provide to them. So this is not a personal letter from somebody else sending something to say somebody has passed on.
Right, right, right. That is important. That holds a lot of weight. Regina Murray saying if a child dad is in the U.S. with a green card and the mom is in Grenada applying for the visa for the child, will the child get a visa?
That's questionable, and that's questionable because I'd love to know if she's taking the child alone to get the visa, or she's also sorting the child out and sorting herself out, because the stronger chance is to sort herself out and the child at the same time.
Okay, okay. Very important and valuable information about obtaining your visa, guys. Before you go and lose that money, listen this, take the consultation, get the advice so that you'll be even much more successful. All right. And you know, we have people going 3 and 4 and 4 and 5 times. One
8
time should be the
times.
charm. Yeah,
8
people
times though.
8 times as much as. All right, all right, all right, guys. Keep open. The phone lines are open. Okay, this question is not in the chat, but someone sent me that earlier. If you are getting married, I know the answer, but I'll let you respond. If you are getting married, and your husband, your fiance, not your husband, your fiance, boyfriend, whatever, decide that, okay, we are going to get married, I'll take you up to the U.S. What is the process of him getting you to the U.S. to get married in the U.S.? And if at that point in time you don't have a visa, you don't have any kind of travel document, what's the process?
All right, so that's a great question, right? And so he would have been alluding, the person reaching out would have been alluding to what we call a K1 visa. The K1 is done more like it's a bigger petition than just the B1, B2, right? Now, I would have said to this person that asked you the question to let the spouse come into Grenada, get married, and then do the petition. Why am I saying this? Why am I suggesting this? And this is a mere suggestion. Why am I suggesting this? I'm suggesting this for 2 reasons. One, the time that it takes for that K1 visa, for that fiance visa to be approved is pretty much the same time that it would take if he's petitioning for her to come and live with him.
I see.
Almost the same time that it would take, right? The second reason that I'm recommending this, a lot of the time, so the significance of the fiance visa, you come into the States and within 90 days, you'd have gotten married and your petition would have started. No, you're tied to this person. And sometimes the fiance that does this is still looking around. So when you come into the US and think that the next week, next 2 weeks, you're going to be getting married, he's still looking around, not budging, right? If he doesn't marry to you, then there's no other person that can, and you need to return to your country. Nobody
Oh,
else can adjust your status.
that's a 90-day fiance thing. That's the whole TV show scenario.
So right, so it literally ties you
I see.
to this individual. So, and this individual has some level of control now. So if they don't act, you need to return to your home country. That's very difficult for an individual after you have pretty much packed up your life and thought that you were making a permanent move. So what I would say, let the person come, because if they can fly to you, do your thing, do your wedding there and then start your petition. You're making a permanent move. So guess what? Start a permanent application.
I see. Very, very, very interesting point. So instead of getting the K1 or the K2, which one you said it was, the K2 or the K1?
No, the fiance. Just call
Fiance
it
visa. Okay, the
fiance.
fiance visa.
Right.
Instead of getting the fiance visa, you're saying to get married, even if you have to have a small wedding. So you're married, you have the papers, and then that person would file for you, and then it would take you what, a few months or so. You get your basically
All right.
pay off your
So
green
the
card.
same time that fiance application takes out of USCIS, it's pretty much the same time that it's taking the petition, the approval for the spouse to file for you out of USCIS.
Right.
Both cases are going to NVC after. Both cases are waiting to go to the embassy for an interview. They're traveling the same path. So I'm saying maybe it might take you a month longer. And guess what? The marriage can even be less, because if something goes wrong with your spouse,
Right.
an expedite can be done and you can be there sooner. If something goes wrong with your fiance, it means nothing. Nobody's going to move. Nobody's going to budge. You don't have a permanent relationship.
Right. Interesting stuff. Interesting stuff. You see, knowledge is power. Knowledge is power. What about if you are ill, you're sick, right? And you need to have surgery done, right? What is the process? What's the procedure? And is it easier to get a visa if you are unwell than if you are well and able?
All right. So with being unwell, there's so much to demonstrate. And the sick person, I'm going to take it, is in their home country and not in the United States, right? That person will need to show how they are going to be financing, how they're going to be footing the bill. They must show that to the US Embassy when they go there, right? They also need to show documentation from the facility, the receiving facility, how long it will take for the procedure that they're going to be doing, what the procedure is, the estimated cost and time.
I see.
Those things have to go to the embassy. A lot of the times, the bill is so high, it's difficult to demonstrate. Sometimes, in luck, you may be permitted to purchase insurance inside the United States to show that this is what you will be using to finance your procedure. Now, persons are probably thinking, oh, if I'm sick, it becomes easier. No, it's not easier. A well person will go through the process easier because there's not a lot being asked for from a well person.
Right. I was told, and you could debunk the theory or the myth on that information. I was told that if you are unwell and you're trying to get to the U.S. to do operation for whatever, you have to have the receiving country and the receiving hospital provide affidavit of the cost of this procedure. And you, as an individual, would then have to show that you have the funds to cover that procedure, including, if you don't have it personally, there might be affidavit of support that someone could say, okay, well, they will fund the cost of the procedure. And that is heavily weighed if you get the visa or not.
All right. They want to see the money before they decide to give you the visa.
Right.
So a person can't just say. They have to send something, and they send a bank statement showing that money. And in the end, I'm almost sure, after, because the time frame given for the procedure on the visa is pretty close to the time frame that is on the documentation.
Right.
So if the hospital says that this will take a month, the possibility is a month that you will get on the visa.
I see. Okay, keeps asking a question here. Said that her friend got an email saying that her U.S. visa is revoked, but the reason is ambiguous. Is that a common thing? She had traveled to the U.S. with her family a few months prior, and they had no issues. That's probably a fraud.
She probably, we don't even need to go into fraud yet, Junior. We probably don't even need to go into fraud yet. How she uses the visa may be a problem, because there are persons that will spend 2, 3, even 4 months on a visa. We know that in the economically, in the Caribbean, the US money makes sense. So even 2 months of working would make sense to us, in covering some bills. And they're not silly, because they know that. Because sometimes when I look at persons' travel history, I ask them the question for renewal purposes. I'll ask them the question. I noticed that you have been in the States for 4 months at one time, 3 months. Where were you working? And I'm just being straightforward with the question, because I expect them to tell me that they were,
Right.
because the time frame demonstrates that no person is going to sit in anybody's house for any long duration of time not working. How do you finance sitting in that space with no kind of money? I mean, any gainfully employed person wouldn't be away from their job for that long duration of time so consistently. So sometimes they do look back, and I see them notifying people now, and your friend is lucky, because in the COVID period, individuals were not notified. It's when they were trying to travel afterwards in 2021. They're trying to travel, and they're back at the airport, and it happened in Jamaica, it happened in Trinidad, it happened in Grenada. When they're at the airport, the airline says, listen, we can't admit you. And when they tried to question, they realized that the visa was revoked or canceled
Or would they get an
at that
email though?
particular
Would they get
time.
an email or a text to say that you're
No communication took place. Hence, I am saying this person's friend is pretty lucky, because she's notified.
okay? But well, that's what I'm saying. The information, the transmission of information, because a lot of people are fraudulent in terms of how they may try to send information or email to someone. So you still have to make sure that it's authentic. It's an authentic email coming from authentic source, because there are a lot of people who may just try to, you know,
From time to time, people do get emails. How authentic that email is, I can't say.
right.
But people do get emails. But prior to in COVID period, persons got no emails. What they did, they advised individuals, yes, we know you're stuck. Go ahead and apply for an extension. And people just say, oh, it's COVID, so they didn't apply for the extension. They overstayed, and they are paying the price for it now, because they're not getting another visa to enter the US.
Right, right, right. I see Stephanie Douglas is asking about Canada. Unfortunately, we're not gonna, or we can't, we're not gonna answer any questions as it relates to Canada today. However, I promise you, next week Thursday we will have an attorney from Canada who will give you all the information you need to find out about visa, obtaining or adjusting status in Canada, getting naturalized in Canada. That's next week Thursday. Today we're dealing with the U.S. visa, U.S. consular service, right? So no information on Canada at this particular time. We hope you understanding why. All right, so let's talk about expedite. Is there any way that someone could expedite the visa process to make it quicker to obtain
Yes.
a visa? Talk to us about
Yes.
that.
Yes. And yes, for emergency purposes. Other than emergency purposes, the dates are pretty close, within a month, within 6 weeks, 2 months. If it seemed to move pretty far away, it comes back in no time. So people are not waiting a long time anymore for visa appointments. But when someone is ill, when someone is dying, and they need to go and see their family members now in the United States, they need to come in to see their families now in the United States. We need to expedite, and normally that process can take up to 3 days. I have had it taking 24 hours, but I can tell you it can take up to 3 days. Once we communicate, the need is authentic, and you have what to support it on the day of the interview. Yes.
I see.
On
I see.
on the note of the expedite, Mr. Junior, I want to speak to expedite for the purpose of immigrant, green card purposes, migration purposes, right? If you have your children that are sitting outside of the United States and you're waiting on the immigration process. You have filed the petition already and you're waiting, especially if you're a US citizen. If you're a green card holder and the case is current, meaning a green card is already available,
Right.
reach out to me and have me expedite that minor. I'm sure one or two can make it for the Christmas season. I'm very sure one or two can make it for the Christmas season. Otherwise, they can make it for January. And please, folks, don't get too satisfied having your turkey, your curry goat, your oxtail, all that fancy stuff on your table here inside the United States and not being sure of what your babies. And when I speak to your babies, 21 and below, you're not
Right.
sure what your babies are having. Shout me up. Let's expedite this case. Let's get your kids to you soonest.
Absolutely. We got a call on the line. Let's take this call right now. Caller, you live. Where are you calling us from?
I'm calling from St. Vincent.
St. Vincent and the Grenadines. How you doing?
Okay, my question. Yes, I'm good, thanks. And you?
Yes, great. Go right ahead.
Okay. The reason for my call is that my sister, she had several U.S. visas before, and then she had a baby in the U.S. and returned home. When the child was about 3, she reapplied, but she was denied her visa. She tried again, and she was denied another time. So we're just trying to ascertain if there's any chance that she can reapply again in the future.
That's a heavy one. When I tell you it's heavy, that's Junior George standing on my shoulders, right? That's
I'm a big
heavy.
guy.
Because guess what? She has utilized one of those visas in not the form or the purpose it was given for and use it to have her baby here. And believe it or not, people are escaping with it and they're not escaping for long. It's abomination. It's something that you almost cannot come back from. But this is something that we can discuss because I would love to know if she has all those receipts for giving birth. Because if she can't provide some of these things, that's a challenge. Because she can be forgiven if she's able to show those, but sometimes it's a permanent write-off until somebody actually files for you. And that same minor may be the one to become 21 years old and decide that you need to come to live in the United States with me.
Right. So what you're saying, so caller, if I'm hearing you right, all right, because oftentimes when someone comes to the United States and have a child here, the insurance would normally, or some kind of insurance, my Medicare, whatever, might kick in and pay for the procedure.
Yes.
Did the person pay for the procedure out of pocket?
No.
Okay.
All right. So
I
here the
think
issue with
it's
that
a
now.
minimal cost.
There was a minimal cost, right. So
Yeah.
so immigration. So it's like so what they're saying is that they're not encouraging people to come and have kids and be a financial burden on the state and then leave. That's the burden. That's why they're being punished, right?
All right. So part of it is
Okay.
this. Notice she shared just now that the cost was minimal, and some people will tell her that it's free, right? Remember that those minimal costs and those free services are here for United States citizens. It's not here for citizens of other countries to come in and exploit.
Right.
So I can tell you that there are
Okay.
persons like the person you're talking about that they'll apply for the rest of their lives and will never get back another visa.
But call the stand line. Let me ask you another question, Nordia. That child that born in the U.S. then, right? Legitimately, the child is a U.S. citizen.
Absolutely.
Birthright, U.S. citizen. That child, when he reached the age of 21,
21. Yeah,
he
man.
can
Can
file for
petition
his
for mom. Yeah, man.
for
Can
mom.
petition for mom.
Right.
And most of that will be forgiven. What has
Okay.
happened? Yeah.
Right. So they have to wait till the child is 21, or there might be some other ways. If the
All
mom
right.
got married or something, then that could be forgiven that way as well.
I would have written things off and said to you that nobody gets, but I've had 2 situations in which the embassy says, listen, You can demonstrate that you made the payment, return to us, and those persons were given. But by and large, they hardly ever get back a visa.
All right, caller. Thank you so much. Any other
Oh,
question,
okay.
caller?
All right, thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank
No,
you.
that's just it. I'll let her know.
Appreciate you.
Okay,
Thank you so much,
thanks.
Vincent and the Grenadines. Yeah, people have to remember that. Even in times when it may not be a child involved, you may go to the dentist, right? And you may have a feeling or whatever. You might have some procedure, root canal or whatever. And then you left and you didn't pay that bill. That bill hang over you. Because when you go into the hospital, they would do the triage. They would take all your information. They might, whatever ID you might have to provide, and they would have that information, and that information would follow you like a bad bounce check. It would continue to be.
Yeah. And the sad part about it is that you don't have to walk and show people your root canal, right? But they will always be seeing the baby. There's a difference.
Yes.
And then there are folks who boastfully return home and they return to their consulates because they need something to be sorted out for their US citizen baby. And of course, it's a US citizen baby. It's going to be sorted out. But they ask for the passport, they ask for the visa of the parent, and they cancel that because you have breached.
Yes, yes. Okay, Regina Murray is asking, can a brother who is a U.S. citizen file for his younger sister? I did see a question relating to permanent resident as well.
And the answer to this is yes. But one thing for sure, whoever is asking, this younger sister is going to be having children, and maybe her children start having children
Before they get
before the process ends.
Yes.
It's a long
It's a long process.
It takes a very long time. Green cards are only available for individuals that file, I don't remember which month, but in 2007. That's almost 20 years back. So just use that to have an idea that it's going to take a long, long, long time.
Right. So we have Ken Julian asking, what is the procedure of getting a U.S. visa? I urge you to go back to the beginning of the program and just keep watching, because we explain some of the things that you need. We even talk about some of the key things that you might need. So just go back to the beginning of the program.
You know what, Junior? He needs nothing. He needs my phone number.
Yes, okay, there you go.
Right, and he books a consultation and we take it from there.
Absolutely. It's a worry-free process, you know. It's one way you could hurt your head or you could don't hurt your head. As they say in local parlance, you don't hurt your head. Just give Nadia a call. Give her a call, link her up, and then she could just take care of you, just like that. She handled all the heavy lifting, and you see she has muscles and things, heavy lifting. All you have to do is just basically follow her procedure, and you have 90% chance of getting your visa. She know what to add, what to have on the document, what to present.
And I'm not afraid to tell them, Junior, when doing the evaluation, that this doesn't look so, I recommend you wait a minute before you try. If they want to go somewhere else, that's fine, but they will only prove what I'm saying when they move someplace else. Because some situations are very obvious.
Right. What about artists, musicians seeking to travel to the U.S.?
Oh, Junior, give them my number, please. I am ready to take them in.
Yes.
470-593-8448. My recommendation to them, though, don't be a hidden artist.
Okay.
Yeah. Keep up your social media platforms and stuff, because when you say to me that you're an artist, I will have to boast here based on the type of visa that I would be getting for you to say you're an artist, you're extraordinary.
Yeah.
Your platform should be telling me that you're extraordinary as well, because all these people are following you. You're great. When I go there, you're singing, you're on stage, different things are happening. So I absolutely love that, and tell them I'm ready with those extraordinary ability visas for them.
And work permits. It's important, because I even heard of individual artists who apply not as an artist, but they apply for a travel visa. So they come into the United States as a traveler visa, and they go and they perform and they sing and they make whole heap of money.
Right. All right. So let's zone in back on the visa that they would get. They can get B or P, which is performance, or they can get O, which is extraordinary ability, right?
Uh-huh.
With both of them, they get the opportunity, especially with the O, that gives them what, 3 years stay with their work permits and everything that is required. They don't need to hide to do whatever it is that they're doing. And if they don't stay for the 3 years, because most artists don't stay. They keep moving, they go to their home country. But at least you know that you have an open performance visa for the next 3 years. In the United States, no trouble. You can collect your salary, you can get your bank account, nothing hidden. When you use your B1, B2, the B1, B2 is not for that purpose. You'd have been operating in breach to use your visiting visa to go on a stage and then you argue for money. If you have a visiting visa, you jump on the stage and you go sing, you don't forget no money.
Yeah.
You know, a free singing,
Yeah.
right? A
Yeah.
free singing you got to do. So
And don't even go and bad up the promoter either. Yo, where my money?
no, he can. I would say to you, don't bad up the promoter, because if you do that, the promoter have something over you,
Yes.
because he knows that you don't have the correct form of visa for that purpose.
Yes, it's important, and I hope you see that's why people need that knowledge, right? If you have a B1, B2 visa, traveler visa, you are not permitted to work in the United States. You are basically given permission to travel, shop, don't
Right,
work.
so you run to your conferences, or
Yeah.
you come to, you visit, yeah man, you go through all of the excitement on Florida Beach and then you return home,
Exactly.
right?
Yeah.
It's not to live. It's not to live.
It's not to live, and it's not to go and work. And I heard stories that people came here and they get a little side hustle. No, this is not right. You should not do that. So say you get a little side hustle and they give you a little ID and you stick your ID in your pocket or whatever the case is. That, my friend, could also be considered your employment. You were working here. And if you're coming back into the United States and they even see that you have an ID from an employer here in the US, oh Lord,
You're gone a little far, Junior. Let's reverse. So we have helped Junior to get a visa to come to the United States. And Junior is coming in and the officer said, I want to do a random check with this guy. And when they go in Junior's bag, Junior's certificate from high school, Junior's certificate from university, when they see all these things, they know Junior has no intention to return home. Junior is migrating.
Yes.
Junior is migrating.
You have to be cognizant of those things because you could get randomly checked. You could, in fact, get randomly checked. It's important. So, guys, let's wrap this up. Let's put it in a nutshell. Because we say we're giving you an hour, we give you an hour and 4 minutes. Let's put it in a nutshell. Give a synopsis again of best practice in obtaining a U.S. visa.
All right, the best practice you can do is, or carry out, do a consultation with someone that's super knowledgeable. Better yet, come to the consular queen, right? And let me help you with that process through the consulate. And my contact number, just so you don't forget, 470-593-8448. Remember, guys, on your own.
Say it slow again. 470?
470-593-8448.
All right, that's it right here. We're gonna put it there.
But remember, guys, you don't want to toss your money in the ring and lose it when you could have done an evaluation and decided where to go, if you should go, right? Because once you mess up that chance, then you have an extended period that is if you can go again. Get it done the right way from the outset. You are more likely to make mistakes on your application because you're doing it for the first time, probably one time. You don't want to be making those mistakes. Get a professional that can take you through the process.
All right, I'm telling you. And the number again, guys, 470-593-8448. Write it down. In fact, stick it on your fridge. Stick it on your fridge. Just put a sticky on your fridge or on your computer or someplace, or save it in your phone. 470-593-8448. You could call, get your consult, and stop throwing that money away, going 4 and 5 times for your visa, 8 times for your visa. Get it done.
They'd have simply
Get it
paid
done
me
right.
once and be okay.
Yeah.
One payment, good to go.
Right. Someone want to know the cost of the consult. I'm sure that would be
No, that's a discussion that
that's a
we will
discussion. When you
have.
call
Yeah.
in, they don't give it over the phone, of course. So you call, you get that information, you get your consult, and you don't have to go 4 and 5 and 6 times for your visa. And when you come to the US, guys, I personally take it upon myself. Anyone I know come from the islands and you needed assistance getting around or understanding of the place, I don't just take it on myself and just help people out. I pick up people at the airport I never met before in my life.
That's fact.
Yeah.
That's fact.
Yeah.
And guys, there's a person that is coming into the United States. He has a visa. He's not sure if what he's coming in about, the visa works for it. Junior is gonna call. Listen. So yes, he's going to provide it with that guy.
Yeah, man, we take care of you. When you call, just mention Ride Along Live, and I'm sure you'll give them a little nice.
Absolutely.
Nice
They'll
on the
get
Ride
that
Along
ride
people.
along rate.
Yeah, man, just mention Ride Along, and then get a little niceness in the consultation fee and thing, because you are a true rider. You're a true rider, and we thank you for being that. Thank you so much, Nadia, for chatting with us, sparing us some time. Again, guys, write the number down, put it on your fridge, lock it in your phone, put it in another phone, so in case you lose that phone, the other phone have it.
And put it in your emails.
Put it in email, yeah, man, write it. People are secure their most important valuables under the bed. Write it and put a copy under the bed too, oh
Yeah,
God.
man. With the old newspapers.
470-593-8448. Thank you so much, Nadia. We'll keep in touch, all right? Thanks again. We got to add and my closing thoughts when we come back. Don't move.
You ready for an exhilarating adventure? Then look no further than Ride Excursions and Tours. Get ready to explore the great outdoors like never before with our powerful e-bikes. Discover breathtaking sightseeing tours around the island. Feel the wind in your hair and experience nature in its purest form. Now, whether you're a seasoned rider or a beginner, our e-bikes are perfect for everyone. Call us at 473-422-1011 to book your excursion or visit ridersebikes.com. That's ridersebike.com to reserve your spot. Unleash your adventurous spirit with Ride Excursions and Tours, where every journey becomes an unforgettable adventure.
Just guys, don't forget, Riders, Excursions, and Tours, right? Officially, guys, we're starting to take booking from the 16th of December. From the 16th of December, you could start booking, but the guide tours, the rental don't start until January, right? But there are so many people that are interested in our e-bike service. Get around really easy. We have the guided tour, rugged terrain, just really nice. Every Sunday we're in a different parish, a different part of the country. It's really, 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 really nice. Booking starts on the 6th, so you could go to the website after the 6th and start booking your excursion for Riders Tour. Right? Kem Jones is having his big visit, or he's actually in New York right now, and his big visit it's called the Touchdown. So if you guys want to be a part of that, that's this Saturday, Kem Jones in New York City. Get your tickets. If you haven't gotten your tickets yet, it's going to be real. That place is going to be nice. A lot of people there. And just going to be real vibe. Music, food, fun, and real vibes. Get your tickets now. Link provided in the description. Abigail, yeah? Yeah, guys, get your tickets right now. Share the link. And I want to see you guys, if you're in New York, on Saturday.
The government of Grenada, through the Ministry of Finance, is continuing the rollout of its tax amnesty initiative. The amnesty provides 100% waiver of all interest and penalties on all outstanding balances up to the end of December 2021. All taxpayers with outstanding tax balances and outstanding returns to file are encouraged to take advantage of this amnesty. All tax types administered by the division are eligible for tax amnesty. For further information on the tax amnesty, please contact contact the Inland Revenue Division at 435-6945 or 435-6946. Email tpshelpdesk@ird.gov.gd or visit our website ird.gd. Amnesty ends December 31st.
The Ministry of Tourism and Economic Development and the Grenada Tourism Authority extend a warm welcome to visitors and returning nationals visiting for Carnival and summer vacation. We do hope you enjoy your stay with us, and we invite you to return with friends and family to celebrate our 50th anniversary of independence on 7th February 2024. Tourism is my business, your business, our business.
I want you folks to play these 3 games from the NLA. Daily pick 3 cash flow and play with. You will be supporting sports and culture, nation building and our future. So go out and play, folks, make it a must. You will see what the National Lottery is doing for us. When you play pick 3 cash flow and play with, the NLA will support you all the way.
Starting September 30th, Monday to Friday, these 3 games will be drawn mid-morning, 9:45 a.m., midday, 12:45 p.m., and evenings, 7:45 p.m. The National Lotteries, supporting sports, culture, and nation building.
Sunday money day.
As we celebrate 50 years of independence,
I love my Grenada.
Made in Grenada presents the celebration of 50 years of Calypso.
Open me up into that night, honey.
One stage.
No, not so fast.
One show.
Music holding me, controlling.
Grenada's best Calypsonians performing Grenada's greatest hits. Sunday, February 11th, 2024 at 6 p.m. sharp. Grenada National Stadium. More information coming soon.
When the DJ play Peter Humphrey, she raise she hand and she tell me, making no place sweeter than home.
Cathwell Stationery Services Limited announces its massive blowout sale on all stationery for school and office. Get copy paper at just $18 per ream. Enjoy up to 18% off folders, cardstock, Bristol boards, ink and toner cartridges, laptops, office furniture, and more. To order now, call 442-5848 or 5747. Or call 435-3377 and get free delivery island-wide and the lowest prices nationwide. Or visit our outlet on Scott Street, St. George's, where we guarantee the lowest prices daily. Cathwell Stationery Services Limited, the reliable office supply people.
Yeah. Thank you guys for watching. Thanks for being a part of our program, guys, as we get to give you information and entertainment on this platform. That's what we're all about, right? This type of information is necessary, is needed for our community. And oftentimes, you know what I'll see? Oftentimes when we have this type of information, people don't want to hear it. But then when they fall into the situation where they need the assistance, everybody grabbing for the assistance. But if you take steps if you take prerequisite steps, you probably would not end up in the situation where you're in the nuclear option and you have nothing else, no other choice. So please, guys, this information is very important, vitally important. If you caught half of this program, I want you to go back and watch it from the beginning again. Share this program also on a page, in a group, with some friends that might need this particular information. Thanks for watching. On behalf of all of our production crew here at Ride Along Live, our senior executive producer, Lois JJ. Gail, how you doing? Kibbs, how you doing? Good night. Catch you tomorrow.
You ready for an exhilarating adventure? Then look no further than Ride Excursions and Tours. Get ready to explore the great outdoors like never before with our powerful e-bikes. Discover breathtaking sightseeing tours around the island. Feel the wind in your hair and experience nature in its purest form. Now, whether you're a seasoned rider or a beginner, our e-bikes are perfect for everyone. Call us at 473-422-1011 to book your excursion or visit ridersebikes.com. That's ridersebike.com to reserve your spot. Unleash your adventurous spirit with Ride Excursions and Tours, where every journey becomes an unforgettable adventure.